What's up, Mortgage Coach community? Dave Savage coming to you live out of Portland, Oregon. I'm sitting here with Kiran Vedatam. So you and I met, I think, for the first time a couple of weeks ago on Clubhouse. So that was, thank you for raising your hand and coming on stage at Mortgage Coach Clubhouse. And all I know is you said some very smart things. Like, I'm like, who is this guy? Like I started like taking notes by what you were saying. And then I checked out, you're a mortgage coach. You're using Mortgage Coach. I don't know if you realize it or not, but you're a black belt. You've done over 300 TCAs. And then to my surprise, not only have you done a lot of loans, but you sell a lot of real estate. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about, and it sounds like not just your mortgage practice, but your real estate and mortgage practice. So if you don't mind telling everybody a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. I appreciate you having me on your channel. It's an honor to be here. I consider myself to be like a professional with some real estate and mortgage experience, and also being an investor myself, and also being a guy who came from India. I was a consumer and the learner first for the first 7 years of my life in USA. And then I quit my career at Intel as a software engineer, then got into real estate and mortgages. So now I'm like a three-in-one man, wherein I have a big customer brain, then I have a real estate broker's brain and a mortgage broker's brain, because we have a real estate brokerage that we operate out of Phoenix area, and we also own a mortgage brokerage. So that is what I am. I know I feel that I know what not to do in everything, even though it's very hard to do what we are supposed to do.
So I just learned something else. I didn't know that you were an engineer. You worked at Intel. Now, did you, before you became a real estate agent or owning a real estate company, did you start investing in real estate and then that led to a real estate company, or did you start a real estate company and then become an investor?
No. I used to. I actually came from India here to ASU, Arizona State, to get my master's, and then I joined Intel, and I started investing in real estate. Then I started getting more interested in choosing real estate as a career. That's when we switched from Intel to real estate, and we've operated our brokerage for 10 years now. And mortgage is something that we started to push and do more from the last year. But before that, it was mainly real estate, and me being on the side wherein we are representing customers to buy and sell.
Well, all I know is I had invited you to jump on and do a YouTube interview with me, and you were like, "Yeah, I'd love to." It sounds like you've watched some of these. And then I told Todd Bookspan that I was interviewing, and he like raved about you. He said like super smart, very humble, and just went on about what a great entrepreneur you are. So sounds like, how long have you known Todd?
I've known him for more than like 15 years now. And even Todd, I've been on his radio shows. He used to run a very popular radio show in the Phoenix area, wherein he used to invite the top real estate brokers and then just talk about real estate market and such, wherein he was very active during the mortgages that time. So that's when I ran into Todd. He wanted to interview me in his radio channel. And after that, he actually put me yeah, through some of the Darren Hardy's seminars. So Todd is my mentor. He's like my guy who pretty much I follow the win by noon philosophy and all that. So Todd is more than a friend that I know, that I've known for 15 years, but he's a guy that I look up to and who I've been following for many years now.
Oh, that's incredible. So do you use the win by noon philosophies and the planning? Like, are you a win by nooner?
Yes, I would consider myself 50% win by nooners, because for everything I try to modify it to my own taste. So mine is more like win by 3 p.m., not win by noon. So it's little elaborate than that.
Hey, it's a framework, and you got to take, just like Darren Hardy. I've been through Darren's trainings, read his books, and it's amazing. But like I think Darren teaches 90-minute jam sessions, and I'm ADD, and I'm like, I do 45-minute jam sessions. Like, that's how long I can concentrate and do stuff. So it's always about taking best practices and making them yours. So let's break down your practice a little bit. If you could tell us, right now in this market, how much real estate, how many families are you serving on average per month? How many mortgages? And then I'd love to talk, because I think we're seeing more and more mortgage and real estate people being entrepreneurs. And I'm not saying, guys, I'm not saying real estate agents should do mortgages and mortgage people should do real estate. That's not my suggestion, but we are seeing that. And we're also seeing both more mortgage and real estate companies doing insurance. And we're absolutely seeing more investors. I interviewed Cody Touche and a number of other top mortgage coach loan officers that are investing in real estate. And so you're seeing mortgage and real estate people be entrepreneurs. So tell us about your practice. How much real estate, how much mortgage?
So right now we are talking wherein we are almost 50-50 with both real estate and mortgage practice. It's interesting how we transition, because we never in my dream that I ever thought that I'll be a mortgage broker owning a mortgage company. It never really crossed my mind. But the way that we were seeing the technology transition, wherein we are able to service and do a very good job for being a real estate agent. And then we've been seeing that the way we've been referring out business for mortgages, and then it's almost like a boomerang effect, wherein we are referring people to a mortgage broker, and then the consumers and the customers are still calling us to get advice about mortgages. So as a real estate broker, I always try to stay in my lane. I never wanted to really go into that industry. But my interest peaked as we noticed that for every family, if you are doing on an average maybe 3 transactions in the 15 years, with mortgage, we are seeing that they are able to do almost twice or thrice the number of transactions. So the number of touch points, that the opportunity that a mortgage professional has, is almost 3x that of being a real estate professional. Just the sheer opportunity of talking to them about financing, about planning their net worth, and also as a matter of fact, there is more opportunity for a mortgage professional to suggest them that they could do a cash out and buy a house. So in terms of our practice, even though the number of transactions are even right now, the more touch points I have, the more interaction I have with the customers is with the mortgage practice. So we are almost even. And the way I see myself and our team is, we are going to do more mortgage business and then just slowly wind down on the real estate side.
Interesting. So let's break this down, because what I heard you say, and I'm also connecting some dots when we were doing our prep, is what you're doing about 40 mortgage transactions a year. I mean, excuse me, a month. Is that right?
Yes.
And you're doing about 40 real estate transactions a month. And then I think you told me when we were doing the prep, you've got about 6 agents that are doing those 40. So 6 people to do 40 real estate, and you got about 2 team members to do 40 mortgages. So less human capital to do more business. And then I think you said this, and it's interesting because you're a coder and a programmer and a very, I don't know, linear thinker. Like, you are doing the numbers, measuring the metrics, and you're figuring this out. How many, man or woman hours per mortgage versus man or woman hours per real estate transaction? Have you figured that out, at least in your business?
Yes, just a rough math. I was thinking, I figured that real estate consumes almost 6 times more man hours, plus almost 10 times more energy levels that you need to have being a real estate agent.
10, how many times?
being,
6 times more man hours?
yes, and then 10 times more energy level. Like, you need to be really active, in the sense that you need to, when you'll have more opportunity to meet face to face being a real estate broker. So you need to reflect some of the characteristics wherein you need to show a lot of energy and enthusiasm face to face being a real estate broker. So I would say your energy level should be 10x that of being a mortgage broker.
Yeah. And then I also, when you and I were talking, you were mentioning that you prefer to meet clients less. Like, you like the idea of 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. And would you guess that to do a mortgage transaction, it's a total of, I don't know, 4 to 5 hours total time. And to do a real estate transaction, it's 20 to 40 hours per transaction. Is that about right?
That sounds about right. When I intend that, hey, I don't want to meet the customers face to face. The intent was in all due respect to the customer's time, because customers don't want to meet me, or me. When I say me, it's the professionals. For them, we are just like the unnecessary or the necessary person that they have to overcome or cross to get to their house or get to their mortgage. Is how my brain perceives it. The less time that I interact with my customers, that means I'm giving them the meat and potatoes of what they really need, rather than try to do the small talk. And then small talk is where, in real estate, I mean, I know that I've burnt a lot of hours, countless hours doing small talk in real estate, because once you are face to face, you end up doing the small talk. While in mortgages, you have very little scope that you have to even engage in a small talk. It's a phone call. I'm watching my time. I try to wrap up my calls 3 to 5 minutes max, so it just keeps me on track. And in real estate, you can't do that, because it's just the emotions are much more than that of mortgage. So if I try to differentiate one over the other, uh, it's a different personality of what you need to be for a real estate broker versus a mortgage person. But the way the technology is going, uh, even 8 years ago, buyers did not have access to all the MLS in the Phoenix metro. So these days, buyers know a lot more, as much as any broker, in terms of the listing volume. Okay, which home is coming in which area, when the price was reduced, the pricing history, and all that. Customers are really on top of their game. So being a real estate agent, it's the time commitment has been coming down and down and down year on year. But still, when I compare, real estate agent needs to have more energy and more time per customer, and for the dollar earned, there is more time for real estate broker. That has been my observation.
So first of all, I want everyone listening to this to know I'm not advocating that you should, loan officers should do mortgages and real estate people should do more, or real estate does mortgage, mortgage does real estate. Uh, we're interviewing someone who has come from programmer, engineer, to real estate investor, to mortgage. And hearing you, it sounds like at some point, you don't even know if you'll do real estate. You want to do mortgage because you have figured out that you can make more money per hour, and
So,
and
so
you could
I,
expend less energy.
and adding to your point, uh, it's not feasible and possible for a real estate broker and mortgage broker to travel on two ships at the same time for a very long time, because there is so much to learn in each industry, and it's an ocean. So it will be wise for anybody to transition from one to the other as quickly as possible, and then make up their mind if they want to be a real estate broker or a mortgage broker. So we are in transition right now. And then I think it will be wise, because just in mortgages, there is so much of loan programs, and there's so much of knowledge and information that we have to be on top of. So now, to the point, when we are contrasting both, it's a different personality of what you need. For real estate agent, you need different kind of personality versus mortgage broker. So we have to see which dominant personality works, because the same person might have different personality when they are younger versus when they're in 30s or 40s or 50s. So it's good for people to transition, and that's how I see that we are transitioning, because we see more value that we could bring with all the experience of we being investors in real estate to be in mortgages, and that's where we see the vision for us. But for each person, it's different, and it's not easy to do both. And I don't even recommend doing both for anybody. For quick transition will be the ideal way to do.
Well, let's get into how and why you use Mortgage Coach. It looks like you signed up for Mortgage Coach last year, uh, January, February, March, April in last year, and you've done 456 total cost analysis. And it looks like you're using some integration, some automation in how you're doing that. What integration, what automation are you using to create a total cost analysis?
We use Jungo. Jungo is a Salesforce platform, and it's a very powerful platform. I like Jungo Uh, it's complicated to set up, but once you set it up, it's incredible. And uh, I like the integration with Jungo to Mortgage Coach because we enter the customers in Jungo first, and from there we create the Mortgage Coach, and then some of the information is entered in Mortgage Coach already. So it just saves us a little bit of time. We use that integration. There is other features that we don't use yet, which is the year-end analysis and some of the automations. We want to get into that. But right now we use that integration of the Mortgage Coach and Jungo, wherein we don't have to duplicate and enter the customer's information the second time.
Love
And
that.
and then of course everybody loves Mortgage Coach. It's one of the best platforms. We I would say we converted a few refinance deals because of Mortgage Coach, and then it paid for itself for the next 20 years. So we already got our money's worth back from Mortgage Coach. uh, it's a very good platform. That what I like about Mortgage Coach is not only can we do the numbers side by side, but we can attach a video and send it. So that's the piece that I enjoy the most, because now I don't have to be on the phone explaining to the customers what I wanted to explain, wherein it's hard to get people on the phone right away. So you recording and showing it is pretty much most of my TCAs will have a video attached, because it's so easy to record a video with the phone integration and all that.
I love that. And it's interesting, guys. Make note, an engineer picked Mortgage Coach, loves Mortgage Coach because he's able to put the video in it. And our dev team and our engineering team, they always love it when they hear someone who worked for Intel, Amazon, Apple, that comments on the quality of our software. So it's good to hear that. So if you don't mind, I'd love to see a TCA that you've done, a total cost analysis. Pull one up on the screen. I just want to see how you've branded it. Uh, it doesn't matter whether it's a refi or a purchase. Just pull one up that you're comfortable talking about. And I always learn something every time I hear a mortgage coach, especially a black belt, share what they do and how they do it. Hey,
I
real
mean,
quick, before you leave the screen, would you click on settings in the upper right-hand corner? I want to see something real quick.
okay.
Settings. So there you have it, guys. He's done 430 TCAs. They've been viewed 1,597 times and almost 100 videos. So cool. So you're using that, and then yep, consecutive logins. I mean, you got all the badges. So for a mortgage broker, you are really doing a good job of using Mortgage Coach super wisely. So let's go
Thank
into
you.
the client you wanted to show me.
Thank you. I just wanted to do a show, the one that we did. This client, he basically wanted to see the difference, subtle differences between different loan programs. So just a normal analysis that we have. What I do is I'll have my assistant go through this and they set up everything. And then before we publish it, I'm going to record the video. That's how we have it set up. So in this case, we have these three loan programs, and there is very subtle difference, the total cost, how much it's going to cost for each program. And then we just show them the difference in savings. So this is very powerful for somebody. We work with a lot of engineers who want to do the analysis and see how it's going to make a difference. The one that I wanted to show is, okay, savings over 72 months. Sometimes the difference is so subtle. We switch to different conversation, but I just put in the basics of it and then go from there.
So go to the top real quick. I want to see the branding. So you've got your picture, the loan gauge. I like that. So that's your branding. Do you ever use the feature where it's like, hey, you save this much per month? What if we prepaid your mortgage, or we put that in an
Yes.
asset account? Do you do that?
Oh, yeah, I do it for a lot of these people, especially for a lot of our clients. I've noticed that their main thing is not saving money month to month, but they want to see if there is overall savings. So that I definitely do. I just go into this analysis. I adjust the investment strategy, and then we'll just put in how much the reduction in payment. Okay, if they're saving $126, then we are going to just add it here, and then it's going to show. In this case, there is extra money, so we just add it and we show it. We use this all the time. This is the feature I use. I don't use too much of the rate of return and all this yet. I need to start learning that. With all the amount of equity we have in the market, there should be a lot of cash out opportunities, so we need to start using that. But at least reduction of payment and using the same money back to go into mortgage is what we use regularly.
Yeah, and that's a really common mortgage advisor feature. We actually just did a webinar today with Todd. Highly recommend it, where we drilled down on cash out and debt consolidation refis and some new functionality we put into the product. What about the live feature where you send the link to the family and then while you're highlighting things, they're following along? Do you use that feature very much?
Yes, I highlighted, always we highlighted. So in this case, my assistant just created this a few hours ago. And then what I typically do is I go in here and then we go directly to what we highlight. And that's what I refer to in my video.
So Kiran, thank you so much. Thought of how much time is spent on a real estate transaction versus a mortgage is enlightening. Mortgage coaches, I would love any questions you have on this. If you are doing a hybrid mortgage practice and you're investing in real estate, I want to know about it. If you've got your an insurance agency, I want to know about it. If you're doing mortgages and real estate, we want to know about it. I want to follow trends, not advocating that you should do mortgage and real estate. I think pick one and master it and refer. And it sounds like Kiran is in the process of transitioning and recommends the same thing. So Kiran, any closing thoughts or advice you have for the mortgage coach community?
So I just wanted to thank you, Dave, for running this beautiful platform for all the mortgage professionals. We are indeed blessed to have it. And then also blessed are we, the mortgage professionals, who are able to really use this opportunity. I would not recommend doing both professions. Just wanted to reinforce that thought that you had. But it will be a good exercise for everybody of us to open up our mind and then just peek into how would it be if I become a real estate agent, if I'm a mortgage professional, or how would it be if I transition into insurance? Because ultimately it's a service that we provide. Like you talk about, what can we do that Amazon and Zillow cannot do, right? So it's time for us to open up our mind. And then I appreciate you bringing up this conversation, because me as a mortgage broker, sometimes I am hostile or look down upon people who are trying to do both. But then I started to respect and appreciate people who are trying to transition, because it's all service-based business end of the day. But thanks for bringing that conversation to the forefront.
No problem. Well, hey, thanks for being active in the mortgage coach community, active in our clubhouse. And I look forward to learning more about your practice. And we'll both forward this to Todd and say hi to Todd Bookspan. Make sure you guys win by noon. Take care, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. Bye.
All right, guys, give us a like down below, ask questions, share this with your mortgage friends. Take care, everybody.